Hello everybody and welcome back to the Everbox with me, Maze.
Me, Hopper.
Today we're bringing an episode of It Takes Two, and we're here with multiplayer survival MMO-ish thingy called Nether.
Yay!
This is on early access right now, so anything you see here can and will be changed.
Hopefully.
So don't take this as anything close to final. Alright, so we're going to give you our first impressions and a kind of semi-review of the game as we have played so far. Alright, so the first thing you'll notice, what's the first thing you'll notice about the game? It is pretty gorgeous. Like, in terms of art design, it is very cool looking. This city, with the all the plants and everything growing out of everywhere, and the kind of very desolate look is really, really cool. It's kind of Fallout-esque, but much more densely packed with, and obviously with a bunch of modern effects and things on it. And so it reminds me very much of a Fallout-esque world.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I mean, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be a good thing.
Of course it is. I mean, who doesn't?
Who doesn't love Fallout, right? Anyway, so the art design is really nice, and the explorable buildings, pretty much. If you can see a building, you can probably go inside it, which is kind of... Yeah,
but you have to do a bit of, jumping.
Well, yeah, there's windows you can get through things. So it's pretty incredible that it's one of the best features of the game.
If someone doesn't snipe you.
If someone doesn't snipe you, there's a fairly nicely massive map. You go on here. This is the map size right now.
Yeah, but there is going to be more to it.
They're going to extend it all the way down here. There's a lot more that's going to be.
Whoops! I committed suicide.
Available.
First 10 seconds, Hopper commits suicide.
Hopper suicided. Wow.
I fell off a building.
Anyway, so of course the idea is that it's a survival game. You spawn into the world and you have no idea where you are. You have no equipment. You don't know
It's random spawn.
You don't know anything about the world. You have no equipment, and so
which is annoying.
You have got your hunger meters and your, what's it? Blah.
And your agility meters
and things like that. So you have to watch out for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is, if you've never played a survival game before, the whole idea of a survival game is that there's no story and there's no real objective other than surviving. You go around, you look for loot,
I never do that,
hopefully survive against what's here, and then one of the biggest worries in the world is the other actual players. They are probably
gonna kill you.
They want your stuff, you want their stuff. You start trying to knife each other. And then someone dies, and then you get very frustrated because you lost all your loot to some random French man on the other side of the internet, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
It is very much a survival game. It does not take away from that at all. It is still the same formula that has been pumped out for a long, long time now.
Which is good.
It is. I mean, if you like survival games, you're probably going to be familiar with this theme.
Yes.
Because recently, of course, we've had a lot of survival games, sparked in part by a very famous mod, DayZ. Oh, I found myself a pistol.
Oh, what? I've been looking for loot. I've been playing 50 hours of this or so.
50 hours? That's nonsense, dude.
Well, I've played about 4.
4 or 5 hours, I think we are into it so far. 4 or 5.
And I've found no loot at all.
Right, so I've got myself a little pistol now, which can just defend myself better, which is nice. I'm going to check the rest of that apartment, actually. So one thing I have noticed is that loot spawns tend to be quite far from places people usually go. So they'll tend to... Ooh, we're getting server lags. They won't be in the main areas. If you try and go to the main areas, you're not going to find the greatest loot. So you have to spread out, explore the map, which is fun. That's a good bonus point in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we talking about? Survival games. So it's very much the survival game. Now, instead of zombies, at last we have something else other than zombies in our survival game.
I'm just overjoyed.
Which is nice. Oh god, I've got no bullets left in my... Oh,
you're dead.
God. Oh god.
Switch back to your kitchen now.
So anyway, as I was saying, it's not zombies anymore, guys. It's not zombies. this time it's Nether, and you don't know what they are or where they came from, and that you can find clues spread out in the world. You can go to places and it will, oh Jesus Christ, and it will give you it'll indicate as to what happened here and things like that. And there's,
will it?
Yeah, there are places in the world where you can find out clues about. That's one of the coolest things. The theme is, you know, you can't. At the beginning, you don't know whether they're aliens or demons or just kind of some science-based.
I think they're science-based.
I think they possibly are. I think because scientists are like we're dead. So that's the theme, and finding out about that is quite compelling in and of itself. And if you go around long enough, you will find out more and more about the world, which is something you're probably going to want to do.
I have not done that yet.
And for the most part, you can actually run away from. Oh my god!
Zombies. I like to call them zombies. Don't know why.
For the most part, you can run away from the Nether. Apart from a certain class. So this brings us to that as well.
Classes.
So there are about 5 different types of Nether.
And I hate them all.
I hate them all, yes. There's a passive one, which they kind of just stand there, and if you go too near them...
if you attack them,
Yeah, if they attack, they will aggro onto you, but there's a kind of passive-ish one, and they will just stand still, and if you go near them, they'll kind of explode and do a lot of damage to you, which is not very unpleasant. Not very pleasant, sorry. Talking about with my hat.
Yes.
Then there's ones that sit on top of buildings. Right now I'm not in the city area. I'm going to kind of head back towards the inner city bit. I'm going to show you some of those zombies. Sorry, I'm going to go to something. I'm going to head down to the church, I think.
The church is boring.
Church is cool.
I've been there.
Anyway, so as I was saying, there are 5 different types of Nether. Some of them will sit out top of buildings. There's one type that can shoot spines out of their chest.
That's the worst kind.
They're the worst kind because they can really easily kill you. Then there's the hunters, which chase around on the ground and they're very hard to spot. So you have to keep looking everywhere, and it's really, there's a lot of checking around the places and to find things. Paranoia involved. And then there are some so they're cool. The hunters are cool. They're the ones you're probably going to die to most because you can't run away from them because they're so low to the ground. You can't see them and they can run very fast and they do masses of damage. So anyway, that's a bit of background to the game. So back onto our opinions now. So what do you think of the game so far, Hopper? Like, as a survival game, is it a fun experience?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't play that many survival games though.
That's your big insight into this game, is it? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, well, I will go a little bit more in depth for you guys.
Okay.
Oh,
I never go in depth. Sweet. What?
Got some bandages.
No, I wanted those.
Anyway, so I'll talk about loot spawns. So it's kind of cool actually. Instead of just being the random spawns everywhere, things seem to spawn where they make sense. So for example, bandages back there, they spawn next to an abandoned ambulance, and the military gear tends to spawn near abandoned military trucks, and you know, it just kind of makes sense. And then you got cigarettes in abandoned camps and things like that. It just makes sense. Anyway, okay, so oh god,
I found something.
At the moment, it is a little bit janky. We'll put it that way. The animations.
I'm actually at the church.
I'll show you. I'll show you a bit of combat. I'll just turn around and fight one of these guys.
Oh god,
okay,
someone's
so
shooting me.
It's very janky. The combat feels very, very floaty indeed. It's kind of hard to tell whether you hit anything or not. That's the main problem that I have with it, is that the combat feels very floaty indeed. It feels like you're just slicing at air, and it's hard to tell when you hit something.
I'm slicing in the air.
Okay, see, so I'm just it's very spammy, and it just usually winds up with you dying.
Yeah.
Especially till you level up. So there is a level up system in the game. If you kill things, you gain XP, and then you gain XP, and you can gain bonus skills. And every time you gain bonus skills, you can actually makes it easy for you to survive, which is probably useful. The problem is that you build up a certain amount of stat points, and then you get killed, and then you lose it all. So you have to grind it all out all over again, which is not that fun. If they had a way to keep that stuff, that would be nice.
Yeah.
So there is a global inventory. If you go to any one of the safe locations like Westview Outpost or any places with the dollars, that you can access your global inventory where you...
Or lakes
Lakeside is the main one, and then you can access your global inventory where you have all your weapons and things stored from previous characters. So even if you die, you can go back there and collect your stuff again, which is nice, which is very nice. Okay, so as you definitely saw, the animations are janky as hell. It's like it just feels like I'm slicing nothing. Reminds me much of Bethesda combat, but this is this is an action game, not an RPG, so they cannot get away with it here. It feels bad. You're just slicing at things, and
you're slicing it.
It just does not feel good. It does not feel weighty. There's no impact really to the attacks, which makes fighting monsters incredibly unfun, considering that you are fighting giant space demons or whatever they are. So that's a problem.
Where are you, Maze? I want to meet up with you.
The movement system. Things that are massively important to an FPS are combat system, gunplay, and movement system. So this game pretty much, it has the survival mechanics pretty much down. Like, it has atmosphere down, but the actual FPS mechanics themselves are very bad. Like, the actual combat is very shitty.
It's lagging like hell now.
It's jaggy. The actual movement is jaggy, as you can feel. It doesn't feel nice and smooth, and changing directions is not. Ooh, that was interesting. I guess if we just
Tag
changed.
will happen. Oh yeah. What does that
So
mean?
if they polish up the animations, and they polish up the movement system, and just make it feel nicer, because you don't get very much of a sense of momentum, which is one of the. It doesn't feel good or immersive to move around. The actual world is very pretty to look at, but moving around in it is not.
Yeah, just like makes.
You feel very removed. You don't feel like you are the characters running around, which is it's never a good thing.
Sometimes it's annoying.
Oh, can I get in there? Apparently I can't get in there. I guess I have to go on your side.
Where are you, Maze?
The game seems to be fond of putting random walls in. I think it's just bugs more than anything else. So that's the big problem I have with it. One thing that I did is worth mentioning. Ooh. Yeah, it took everything from here. So one thing that is worth mentioning is that there was a pretty bad free-to-play. Sorry. Yeah, the server's lagging kind of now.
Yeah, it's been lagging for me all the time.
I think there's too many players on it or something. Anywho, there was a pretty bad microtransaction system in the game where you could just basically buy bandages and weapons and things like that, but they've taken that with real world money, which was going to ruin the whole everything basically. I mean, what's the point of being able to buy things in a survival game? That's just silly. So they removed that, listen to community feedback. So that's the thing with something they really seem to be open to doing. They really want to listen to what features the people want in the game, and they are listening to that, and they are actually acting on it as well, which is it's good to see from a developer. Oh wow, they're very active on the forums, and they are just generally being very reactive to people's feedback.
I have not found any loot.
It's very hard to find loot. Loot spawns are too. They're not rare. They're not. Oh wow, he says that finding a submachine gun in a. Die, Hunter.
A guy hunter?
Guns make things seem infinitely more easy.
Yeah, I know. I'm just searching this tower thing.
So the actual gunplay itself is not very nice. I'll show you. Wait, I don't want to waste a bullet, but I had. So look what's happening. It's just kind of like the guns feel very kind of mediocre, really. They don't kick enough, and when they do kick, the recoil isn't realistic. It just kind of throws you up in the air like that. It's just a little bit silly.
Yeah. Falling damage.
But this is early access, as we all know. So the core game here is very good. The survival mechanics are fun. I want you to be able to open doors. Yes. The world is very nicely designed. It looks nice. It's a very nicely dilapidated world. It seems like it's
just anyone who's a viewer, just don't read the chat at all. It was horrible. Okay?
Is it horrible?
Yes.
I don't read it. I don't read chats.
No, it's just I was going through the phone.
Anywho, So the survival mechanics are fun. So there's hunger and things. The world is nice to look at. It's kind of fun to move around. They've tightened up the actual FPS mechanics themselves. This is going to be a really great survival game, honestly.
These stairs. That's weird.
I probably shouldn't have done that.
What?
They need to add more loot and change the rate at which it spawns. But oh god, and they need to fix the server lag issues. Oh wow, can I not go around there? They need to fix the server lag issues as well.
I couldn't get upstairs.
Anyway, so I think that's our opinions really on Nether as it stands. We might revisit this sometime down the line when they've improved everything and made it all.
Yeah. I'm gonna be playing it all the time anyway.
Yeah, it is.
So,
it is
yeah.
Honestly, it is kind of addictive.
Yeah,
Roaming around trying to find
4 hours straight of it.
Roaming around trying to find loot is really, really addictive. Just trying to survive in the world is really, really fun. And of course, there is PvP as well. So you can either meet up with people and help them, or you can kill them and take their stuff. It's all up to you.
Good tip to people who like backstabbing. Get their trust, then backstab them.
Yeah.
They'll never see it coming.
They'll never see it coming. Just chat to them, be like, yeah, let's just go scavenge for things, brah.
Yeah.
And then
if they pick up something you like, just backstab them. It'll be amazing. And then they'll be like swearing on the chat.
Also, the the game seems to really reward exploration by I think I may have already said that, but the game really rewards exploration. Because the loot spawns are not in the common places, so by wandering around you're likely to find really cool stuff.
Yeah, well I've been wandering around this tower for ages and I've not found anything.
Anyway, that's our look at Nether, guys. So we hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You've been watching the Everbox.
Guys, please enjoy it.
And we shall see you next time.
Yeah, and subscribe. And
Bye.
stuff. Bye.
Oh wait, can I climb this?